But actually it's very warm.
Oh,
So
nice.
in a cold studio, you wouldn't necessarily do this, but it's a very common start, particularly in India, just to lie on the ground and start by just letting the head or turning the head to one side. When you're ready, come back to the center and then just letting the head gently turn or roll to the other side. And you can linger here if you want to. Once more to each side in your own breath pattern. And then come back to the center. Extend the heels and just circle the ankles one way. And then circle the ankles in the opposite direction. And then just release them. Bring your feet slightly closer together if you've had them a little bit apart. And extend your right heel as you breathe in, bend your right elbow, and raise your right arm above you. Just let the back of the hand perhaps connect to the earth behind you and maybe bend your right elbow. And then breathing out, turn the head to the left. Breathe in, stretch your right arm, stretch your right heel away from one another. And then relax as you bring your head back to the center. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, lower your right arm and totally relax and release your right leg. And when you're ready, extend your left heel and bending your left elbow as you breathe in, raise the left arm above you. The same on this side. When you breathe out, turn your head to the right. And then as you next breathe in, extend your left arm and your left heel. And then release and relax. As you next breathe in, bring your head back to the center. And as you breathe out, lower your left arm back down alongside you. And then breathing in, raise both arms and extend both heels. Stretch away from one another. And then breathing out, lower the arms and relax the legs. So bend your knees, feet on the ground. So instantly this creates a little bit of space at the base of the spine. So any compression along the back of the leg might be helped. And just gently sway the knees from side to side. And you might choose to have your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Your hands can be resting on the floor or they can be resting on the abdomen. And you might decide as your knees sway from side to side, your hip lifts, that you want to linger in one particular place. And you might decide that your head will naturally want to join in with the movement. And here it doesn't matter how you move your head, a little bit, a lot, in the same direction as the knees or away from the direction of the knees. And away from this slightly more yogic. So from just ticking your boxes, but you would know this anyway, that in this position your fluid is staying more in the head. It's not.
Yes, it's great. It feels lovely.
No, it's gravity's not kind of coming into play. And with the knees bent, you've got your lower back. And I'm not forgetting knees. So then just come to the centre, just bring your feet more to hip width apart. So Paula, which knee is bad?
Right.
Okay, so we're going to start with the left then, starting with the good side. Just hug your left knee into your chest. And when you've got a bruise, there's often just time can heal it. But just circle your hand around your knee joint. It can be on the top, it can be slightly underneath, although your knee's bent. And then to lubricate the knee joint, because lubricating it brings movement and blood, which helps healing. Just hold your left leg under the left thigh, clasping your hands, and just very subtly bounce the foot almost slightly up and down. So as you're moving the knee at the hinge, it's a hinge joint, you can bring your knee quite far forward so that it's just almost hanging towards the ground. You've got gravity on your side. And just gently and subtly moving your foot up and down, or you can circle it, but up and down is good. It's a hinge joint. And this is lubricating the knee joint, but very gently. And then hugging the knee into the chest. And this comes back to the lower back again. If you place your left ankle on your right thigh and open your knee out to the left, you're kind of opening the hip, you're helping the piriformis muscle, your any decompression is again being helped. And it's just placing your hands on the floor and just very gently swaying the knees from side to side. Your hip will lift up slightly. But the main focus is opening the hip at the left hip at the lower kind of lymphatic level, and just creating space. And then just hugging the left knee into the chest again. Still clasping your hands underneath the left thigh, and very gently raise your left leg up to the ceiling. So if there's any compression, this will also decompress. Extend your left heel, and then just with your hands rub the back of your left thigh, massaging it. You're still supporting your leg. There's always a hand on the back of your thigh. And then circle your ankle in one way and then circle it gently in the other direction. And if you want to extend further, extend your left heel and just walk your hands very gently up the back of your left leg, but no pressure. When your hands stop, that's it, your knee can still be bent. And then hugging the left knee into the chest and very gently placing the left foot on the floor. Hands, palms down, and just very gently sway the knees from side to side. So, leaving the left foot where it is, hug the right knee into the chest. And then with your hand, just massage across the top of the knee, soothing it. And then dropping your hands underneath your right thigh. Perhaps have your right knee further away from you so that gravity means that there's no effort there. And then just very gently swing your right foot so that your right knee joint's being very subtly moved. Not a big movement. Unfortunately, with bruising, time is the greatest healer. But anyway, so then just hugging your right knee into your chest again. Just circling your right ankle maybe in one direction and then the other. And then opening your right knee out to the right, resting the right ankle on top of the left upper leg, palms down, and just sway your knees from side to side. You can sway a little bit, you can sway a lot. You're massaging, if you sway a little bit more, the upper part of the bottom, which can be very satisfying. And then very gently come back to the centre. Hold your right leg under the thigh and very gently extend the right leg up to the ceiling. You can extend the right heel and just feel that stretch at the back of the leg. And then relax the heel. And very gently walk your hands up the back of the right leg, only as far as works for you, no strain in the head. So you can, while your leg is extended and it's the right knee that's not great, just smooth the back of your hand, the palm, to the back of your knee in a kind of a massaging movement, so that the leg is always supported. And then just very gently hug the right knee. Did I say walk your hands up? Oh, I did, yes. Hug your right knee into the chest and very gently place your right foot down onto the floor. Both knees are bent, feet are on the floor. And breathing in, bent elbows, raise your elbows above your head, relaxing them above you. And feel the stretch under the arms. Now if that's too much, because it really does stretch under the arms and going into the lymphatic system, you can bend your elbows more. Or if that really is a stretch, then you can really bend your elbows and have them resting on your waist or on your ribs. I don't think this applies to us, but people who've had breast cancer, have had surgery, and they've had their lymph nodes removed, you find it very difficult to have their arms above their head because the scar tissue can be quite sore. And of course, it's brilliant to open your upper lymphatic system. And then go very, very gently lower both arms back down alongside you. Hug one knee into the chest and then hug the other knee into the chest. And just roll or rock from side to side. So on the rocking from side to side, the back of the head is heavy against the ground. And you can roll right onto the backs of the upper arms. again, or not so much. And again, there's a space for the lower back. If you've got anything compressing, degeneration, this is really helpful giving space to the lower spine, and decompressing.
It feels lovely.
Does it?
I picked the dog up, the elderly one, the other day, and did my lower back some pain, and this is really nice, really.
Well, this is, you'll be interested to know, is one of the classic somatic movements. It mimics the embryonic movement, which is a bit much for some people, because it kind of goes into, I believe, like is it therapy, or anyway, some aspect of it. But anyway, it mimics the embryonic movement, and it invites us to reconnect. Let go, so your mind's not thinking, but also there's a possibility of reconnecting the mind operations. Everything's fluid at this level, so it's very soothing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the head is heavy on the mat, so the back of the skull is being just very gently massaged as well, and you've got some major acupressure points at the back of the skull, so it's on many levels, very soothing. And then just very gently come to the centre, and breathing in, extend the left leg and left arm behind you. Stretch your foot or extend your heel as much or as little as you like. And as you breathe out, hug the left knee into the chest. When you're ready, come to the right side as you breathe in. Just very gently extend the right leg and right arm. And then breathing out, hugging the right knee into the chest. Once more on each side to your own breath pattern. And then come back to hugging the knees into the chest. Still holding the knees. As you breathe in, let the knees drift to arm's length. Hug them back in as you breathe out. And a few times to your own breath pattern. Just very gently finish the one movement that you were doing. Bring the knees back, the feet back to the floor, knees bent. And just very gently roll to the side. Stay there. To come up, well, ultimately we're going to come up to kneeling. But again, you would know the fluid in the head, you come up very, very gently, giving your body a chance to reorientate and let the fluid settle. And then very, very gently coming up and then coming onto hands and knees. Just gently sway the bottom from side to side. And slide your left foot back, extend the left heel, and just gently rock slightly forwards and backwards on the foot. Stay stable and just explore, optionally, extending your right arm, head is down. And then bring your right hand to the mat and bend left knee to the ground. Just sway your bottom from side to side. And then explore sliding your right foot back, tucking your right toes under, and just very, very gently rock slightly forwards and backwards. Tummy in and explore, optionally, lifting your left arm. And then left hand down, right knee down. And we're going to gently tuck the toes and come back to coming on the toes. We're going to come to standing. Tummy in, lift the knees, and come to rolling up however works for you, vertebra by vertebra to standing. Take your time, lift and roll the shoulders. So coming to standing, lift toes and just reconnect the toes to the ground. Just come slightly forwards and backwards, side to side. Feel your balance. Open your palms. Lift and roll the shoulders. You should be balanced. Feel balanced. And bring the fingertips to the collarbone. As you breathe in, hands out, hands back. Again, a couple of times. Hands out, back, out, out, and then just release the hands. Breathing in, raise the right arm. Just come slightly over to the left and take your right hand to support the back of the head. Left hand comes on the thigh, chin in. Just explore your lateral movement, supporting your head, back of the neck. Breathing in, coming back up to the centre, and breathing out, lower the right arm. And breathing in, raise the left arm, right hand on the thigh, come over to the right, bend the left elbow and support the back of the head with the left hand, chin to chest, and just slightly come down to the right. Breathing in, come up, right, and then breathing out, lower the left hand. Breathing in, circle both hands up, palms together, come through to the heart centre. Soften the knees. Again, a couple of times in your own breath. Release the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders and step your feet out. And a little bit of hula hoop. So this is brilliant for waist, tummy, which seems to, I don't know why the summer, you're nice and slim, but why the summer goes
Looking at me.
but just, I don't know, tummy in
Sorry,
summer.
she always
just,
does that.
well, I can't talk up, my tummy's not great, and then just circle your hips in the other way.
I'm used to it.
Oh dear.
You're all right.
Yes,
You're okay.
it's a good job I've known it for a
Never
long
mind
time,
about you, Sue.
and just come back to the centre. What I'm trying to say is very good for any accumulating tummy fat.
Too late. Too late.
Well, I'm joining you. I've got great idea. And then just Coming to hands at the heart. Breathing in, open the hands out. Backs of the hands together. Bring them up. Fingertips together. And then open into your lotus flower. Hands together at the heart center. Open out. Backs of the hands roll together. Come to fingertips together. And then little finger and thumb together as you open into your lotus flower. And then hands at the heart as you go one more time. Into your lotus flower. And then hands at the heart center. Breathing out, turn the head to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Come back to the center. And then turn the head very gently to the left. Come back to the center. Breathing in, open the arm to the right as you turn to look at the right hand. You might turn backwards. Come back to the center, hands to the heart. And then breathing in, open the left hand and follow the gaze. And back to the center. Once more to each side, opening out to the right. And back to the center. And then opening out to the left. And then come out to the center. Release the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. Place the hands on the waist, so this is helpful to open the lungs. And just testing balance today by lifting the heels.
Did you read any? I read about balance and the times to do.
No. I know it's connected with age,
Death.
and death, and I'm not good.
I'm not good either. I was like, what?
I have to challenge that because I don't feel I'm about to die anytime soon. My balance is definitely not great.
And it's not a complete given. It's just saying
It's only something that's a small indicator,
yeah.
along with lots of other, lots of other things.
Oh. So then, just very gently bend the knees, and just the bending of the knees, nothing more. You'll feel your abdominal muscles engage, and then coming back up again. And then just release the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders, clasp the hands behind you, either together or an open weave, and just open up the shoulders. So you'll feel your chest lift. It's a back bend, it's classified as a back bend, but it's very uplifting for the mood. And then just very gently turn slightly to the left. Come to the centre and come to turn very slightly to the right. Come to the centre. Release the hands. So on the subject of brain and neural pathways, raise the right hand and just circle your hands in one direction. And then reverse the circle. Now I can't do this, so I don't know what it says to me. So you circle one way and do the opposite in the other way.
It's almost impossible.
Almost impossible. So if you wanted a brain teaser, I'm going all peculiar here, but then just release your hand and lift and roll the shoulders. And then raise the left hand. I mean, just this is that opposite movement which kind of comes into the cross-crawl aspect, which is the next thing along from the embryonic. It's the development stuff in the somatic. So it engages your mind, basically. Circle in the other way. And then if you want to explore going one way with one hand, I can't do it. It just goes peculiar. But you can. And don't beat yourself up about it. And then just release and relax. stepping out a little bit. Turn your right foot out, your left foot in. Come to raise your hands and then bring your left palm to your right palm. Bend your left elbow, keep it high and draw an imaginary bow. Breathing in, lift your right hand and look to your right thumb. And then open your hands out again. Left palm to right palm. Draw your bow. Breathing in, raise your right hand, looking to your right thumb. And opening out. And last time, left hand to right hand. Draw your bow with your left hand. Breathing in, raise your right hand. Open your arms out, lower. Bring your feet parallel. And just hands on the waist, you just sway from side to side. And then come to turn your right foot in and your left foot out. Just adjust if you need to. Open the hands out and then it's your right hand to the left palm. Draw your bow by bending your right elbow and then breathing in, raise your left hand looking up to your thumb and open the arms. Right palm to left palm. Draw your bow. You can feel a stretch across the chest. Breathing in, raise the left arm looking upwards and then opening out. And then once more, right hand to left. Draw your bow. Raise the left arm. Open out. Lower the arms. Lift and roll the shoulders. Bring your feet parallel. And very gently bend your knees. Slide your hands to the inside of your thighs. And just relax your head. If not, keep it parallel to the ground. Just go where you feel your head needs to be and just sway from side to side. If you want it, I'm not suggesting this for you, Liz, if you want it to come fully forward and just sway from side to side, then please do. And then just very, very gently bending your knees, we're going to come to a seated position. Legs out in front, just bounce, and then back to your knees, Paula. So just rubbing the hands. You might like to focus around your knees, around the knee joint, wherever it's not great. You can pat, you can rub. And bend, just very gently soften and bend your knees, bring your feet together. And cross your left foot over your right. Raise your left hand and just bring it across the body. You can have your palm down or palm up, right hand behind, and just very gently turn to look over your right shoulder. Come to turn back to look over your left shoulder. And then bring the head back to the centre, uncross your legs. And just sway your feet from side to side. And then just open your toes and relax them. and then cross your right ankle over your left. Is that right?
Yep.
And raise. Are you sure that's right?
Yeah, we did it the other way. Yeah, we did, yes. Left over, right hand. Yep.
Okay.
So you raise your right hand.
Rise right hand, thank you.
Left hand.
Bring it
raise.
over the body. That's what I teach here. And then go to the left. Bring your head to look back over your right shoulder. And then bring the head back to the centre. And just uncross your legs. And just slide your hands a little bit down your knees. You can perhaps keep your head up, Liz, but you can actually otherwise look down. And then just very gently come to a seated position. So I'm going to come to a cross-leg position, but that might not suit you. And we're going to do some Tibetan breath, clearing breaths. So when you're ready, as you breathe in through both nostrils, raise your left hand, turn the palm, and just with your middle finger really, any finger, just block your left nostril. Breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. And breathe out through both nostrils, lowering your left hand. Breathe in through both nostrils and raise your right hand. Turn it and block your right nostril. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And breathe out through both nostrils, lowering your right arm. Breathe in through both nostrils, raising your left arm. Turn and block. Breathe out through your right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. And breathe out through both nostrils, lowering your left arm. Breathe in through both nostrils, raising your right. Breathe out through your left. Breathe in through the left. And breathe out through both nostrils, lowering your right. Breathe in through both nostrils, raising the left. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through both nostrils, there and left. Both hands on the knees. Breathing in, lengthen the body. Breathing out, chin to chest. Breathing in, lengthen the body. And breathing out, chin to chest. And then come back to seated. And we're going to come back onto the floor with knees bent. Feet hip width apart. If you've got your bolster handy or a pillow, we're going to just optionally place our hips on the bolster. And just for a couple of breaths, enjoy the knees are just very slightly higher than perhaps they would have been. The blood's just very gently coming back to the heart. So on that basis, it's coming back to, it's coming to the head, it's not going away from the head. And then we haven't done downward dog today, but there is an option to bend one knee and then the other, and raise one leg and then the other, so that you're in a form of inversion. Again, that's optional. You might find that your feet just very gently have a tendency to sway in a sort of semicircle. And while we're here, just circle the ankles in one direction. And then circle the ankles in the opposite direction. And then very gently bend the knees and place the feet once more on the floor. You've still got the support underneath you. If you find this quite helpful, then stay with your hips being supported. But if you find that it's not particularly comfortable, then you can remove your support. And then just taking a few breaths in your own breath pattern, where you breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. So a reminder that this breath, incredibly simple, increases the nitrous oxide content, relaxing for the muscles. And then you can finally let the breath go and just spend a couple of moments relaxing on the floor. So again, the invitation is there to remove your bolster if you want to, but you can keep it there. You can have your knees bent, or you can have you can come into Shavasana lying on the ground. Just for a few moments, be comfortable. Just circle your ankles a couple of times, one way and then the other. And then just release, relax. Feel whatever part of you is connecting to the floor is heavy and relaxed. Just circle your wrists a couple of times in one direction and then the other. Just release. Check that your shoulders are away from your ears. And the head is resting on the floor, not holding any tension. And come to have a thought for the day, your sankalpa, your wish for the day, setting your intention. And think that a couple of times and then just release that thought. And start to bring the attention to the base of the nostrils. As you breathe in, just mentally follow the breath. And then notice as you breathe out the quality of the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. Just connecting to us, ourselves, the physical body on the ground, the space just beyond the body where the clothes connect to us, the texture of our clothes. The sounds inside and outside where you are. And then just very gently, maybe move your fingers and toes, maybe bend your knees, perhaps hug your knees into your chest, and once more rock gently from side to side. And to come to a seated position only if you want to, and taking your time to do that. Bringing the hands to the heart. Breathing in, opening the fingers out. Breathing out, bringing the hands back to the chest. Breathing in and breathing out. Connecting to the heart and the centre, almost our solar plexus area, connecting to the solar solstice today, yesterday, this week. Breathing in, fingers out and fingers back. And then with your fingers at the hands at the heart, bring your mental attention to your head, kind words. Bring your attention to your lips. So kind thoughts, kind lips, kind words, and then heart, kind deeds. And then just release your hands for the day ahead. Thank you.